maybe not exactly. When I made a public pronouncement that corruption was in the force,
SouFLoTV,
and members of the force were part of gangs in Jamaica,
SouFLoTV,
facilitating criminal elements and all that, supplying them information and all that stuff. You know, I was ridiculed. I don't want to state a falsehood, but I think I was told by a senior person in authority that I should withdraw my statement and
SouFLoTV,
apologize. I didn't,
SouFLo,
because I knew at the time, and I still do know, that many members of the force, as it also now exists, are a part of the criminal elements underworld out there.
SouFLoTV,
But it is not by accident, it is by design. So gangs organize themselves and to make sure some of them members join the police force and the army
SouFLo,
and other security apparatus to exact all information, all the plans for raids, for roadblocks, for SO, and all these things.
SouFLoTV,
And to inform the gang. So much so that that they could operate without being caught.
SouFLo,
So if members are caught at this time, and I want to tell you too, they are not really policemen. They are only wolves in sheep clothing. So they take the opportunity to pronounce themselves or to project themselves as policemen or women. Some of them join only to get a job, only to make some money. But that loyalty, that commitment, that dedication to duty is not a part of their criteria. I'm not telling you that members of my team that I made at the time were criminal elements. But I had to take away their phones when I was going on operation. And I didn't tell many of them where I was going and how the operation was planned or anything like that. We just operated, a few of us, randomly and had them drawn into the operation. So they didn't get to call their friends. As a matter of fact, I used to have to misinform them. So like I was going to Old Harbor, I would say it is Mandeville. So they would be calling up all Mandeville friends and the criminal element to say, that is coming to Mandeville. And in truth and in fact, I was only going to Old Harbor. And therefore, that is how, I hope the force is operating that way still. Because in any organization, historically and now, you have these people. And I think one of the reasons for that, I'm not impressed that when a man or a woman applies to join the police force, that they are properly scrutinized from the day they went to kindergarten to the day they applied to join the force. And what I mean, scrutinizing them minutely to the last finest letter. And one of the things that has contributed considered to the indiscipline in the force and the demise of the status quo as it relates to a policeman being a member of society, of an organization that people look up to, is that many of the rules and regulations concerning the management, the recruitment, the step-by-step supervisory management that should be instituted as it relates to a policeman or a woman has been watered down, and the whole societal problem. Some policemen find out that many influential people in the society don't want the policemen to operate in a particular way to deal with criminal elements. So the policemen get frustrated, and instead of being loyal, dedicated, committed policemen, they join the underworld and get the money and put it in their pocket and drive a nice car and get a nice home. We have some good investigators. We have decent law-abiding citizens in the force who will investigate them and prosecute them right to so that They are brought to court, convicted and sent to prison. We have people who are in the first few, I think also in the majority, but you know the whole of this, just one bad apple spoil everything. I remember I told this country long ago that every police in Jamaica, 10, 15 years ago, I don't know if it exists, or even up to 10 years ago, the gangs put one of their members to live in the vicinity of a police station, that every plan they have, every move they make, everybody who goes to the police station to make a report, they record it and know it. And that served at the time as a hindrance to effective and efficient police management. And the policemen now also know that the laws that we have in Jamaica, right, and especially to do with criminal elements, do not necessarily serve all the time as a deterrent to criminality. They get bail, they go out and commit the same crime as often as they get bail. And the society is afraid to keep criminal elements behind bars. I don't know why. Somebody some society, something, some persons must be gaining benefits from these actions. I don't know what kind of heart I have, but I find no problem to keep a criminal behind bars when he's convicted for 100 years. Or if he's not yet convicted, keep them behind bars until they are either convicted or free. Obviously, with their rights being protected. But criminal elements must feel and know that when they misbehave themselves, the punishment that will be exacted on them serve as a deterrent. In Jamaica, to me, prisons and jails are coming like a dance hall, where people put on pretty clothes and sing song and video and all that stuff. And bling bling in prison and all that stuff. That doesn't serve to fight crime, I believe.
Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. And let's get right into this story. Witness was on hit list of the gang, reportedly linked to cops. A story broke a few days ago about a number of police officers that were arrested in Jamaica for their involvement being members of a notorious gang. Now, of course, there are Jamaican citizens who still believe that, it's only 1 and 2, man. Majority of them are good. I know the last time I did a story on this, in my comment section, I remember one particular comment where someone said, SouFLo, it surprises me that you actually still believe that majority of the police officers in Jamaica are actually good. It shows me that you really don't know how deep this thing goes. Jamaica cannot be saved. They will have to dismantle that complete police force and start all over again. So before I even start this story, which I'm taking from the Jamaica Gleaner, let me just say to the good squaddy them, boy, when I have no work cut out for no. Jano. Anyhow, the headline says that a plot to kill a potential witness in a criminal case is among over a dozen crimes investigators have traced to a Clarendon gang that allegedly counted 8 Jamaican police officers among its members. A top police official has now revealed over a dozen crimes, they have traced back to this gang, who they have identified 8 police officers so far as members of this organization. Let that sink in while we get into the rest. The crimes mainly include shootings and robberies that targeted businesses across the 8 parishes in which the gang operates, according to Assistant Commissioner of Police Anthony McLaughlin. Here's the thing. We heard a couple of years ago, somebody said, SouFLo, listen, Because I've been doing this now on YouTube for going on 7 years. Somebody said, listen, and this was years ago and I couldn't believe it. They said the reason why there's so many shootings in Jamaica, and the shootings are done in a way where majority of the time, don't you notice the shooter escaped in nearby bushes, escaped on a motorcycle, was never caught, etc., etc. It's because it's police officers doing it, SouFLo. You have police here that work as gang member or work for the gangs and are gang members and also work as police officer at the same time. I said, no, that sounds like bullshit. It sounds like you're telling me foolishness. It sounds like you're making up excuses for the citizens who are not acting right. And you try to blame it on police. Mind you, I had a bias there. My grandfather, a retired police officer out of Jamaica. My father, JDF. So I had a bias there and I couldn't see it. And that was years ago I was told this. Fast forward to recently, dancehall artist Jashi took the stage. On his interview, Jashi said, the police them down a station. And I did a follow-up video and I said, boy, Jashi did face, somebody needs to teach him how to handle these interviews. And I know that good police officers are now offended because he made a statement generalizing as if to say that all of them are involved. Well, I forgot to eat my words upon Jashi thing because as it seems he's on to something. You get to youth them know more than we them say out loud. Put it that way. The streets are talking and we are hearing clearly. 4 cops suspected of being members of a gang called the Ranko Gang, based in Clarendon, were arrested along with 8 civilians in a series of coordinated operations across the parish on Friday. One of the policemen is the son of a high-ranking police officer, and this is according to multiple sources. All 4 policemen are expected to be formally charged with various crimes in the coming weeks, McLaughlin said. Now here's the thing again. We've seen this often. We've seen police officers arrested. We've seen them go to court. We've seen them even do time in prison, only to be exonerated and let go. So where is this going? We don't know. Somebody said, if the head of the stream dirty, then the whole of the stream are go dirty, all the way down to the tail. Well, in other words, if they have people who they operate under who are in positions of power, and also if the law leans towards leniency for them because they did serve as police officers, you can look forward to nothing coming out of this. Let's see. We believe we have enough evidence, is what they are now saying. 3 other police constables who are alleged to be gang members, including alleged gang leader Tafari Silvera, Christopher Robinson, and Mark Bennett, are already in custody on charges of conspiracy to murder for the alleged plot to kill a potential witness. That plot was foiled through investigation and some information given. A member of the gang was shot and killed, and 2 illegal guns were seized during the police operation that foiled that particular plot. The Sunday Greener first reported Silvera's arrest last June. The constable, who was dressed in full uniform, was relieved of his police-issued gun and handcuffs in front of stunned colleagues inside the Hunts Bay police station in St. Andrew. And again, people are saying, SouFLo, them just a go on like them stunned. You must feel like him alone in there. Them know too. Some of them in there know to what he's doing or what he was doing. So when it comes in the news that he was dressed in full uniform, relieved of his weapon, nobody take it like them stunned for real. And following up with that, another constable suspected of being part of the gang, fled the island of Jamaica after Silvera's arrest, and he remains on the run. Police officials have confirmed. Fled the island to where? Did he flee the island to the United States of America? Is he hiding out in Haiti? Did he go to the UK? Did he go to Canada? Is the Jamaica Constabulary Force not capable of reaching out and working with overseas law enforcement to locate him and have him sent back to the island? Or are they in the process of doing so? We will have to see. If him drop a Norman Manley, then we will know, right? So he reportedly was assigned to the St. Andrew South Police Division. If you know about the St. Andrew South Police Division, you know that there's been a lot of murders in that constituency and a lot of things going on, gang activities, right? We did a story earlier where we talk about gangs and gangs linking up to do certain things. Like, for instance, if my gang wanted something done, but it needed to be done in a certain area that was controlled by another gang, then we would have to work with that other gang to have them smash the works in their constituency. So it looked like, say, the gang them really run the country still enough, because they are very sophisticated and diplomatic. And at this point, gangs are not a bunch of hooligans and hoodlums when I have no common sense or don't have no sense and all that. Those are usually the lower ones on the totem pole. The ones them get to squeeze up the trigger. The ones them get to go do the footwork, you know? And even so, in some of the cases, you will have people who are highly intelligent who are inside of these gangs, from all that I have been able to discover. So now he says that we're trying to locate him, is what McClellan said. We're trying to locate him. The Independent Commissioner of Investigation, or INDECOM, which has oversight responsibility for the police, is reportedly taking an interest in the arrests. Some of these names are well known to INDECOM, is what one law enforcement official has said. We don't know under what circumstances that their names would be well known to INDECOM. Sometimes citizens, for instance, there was a video released the other day where a citizen took out their camera phone and was recording allegedly a police who was in plain clothes, shorts and shirt, and up on him phone. And the citizen was saying, "You out here I drive public transportation, this vehicle, it was like a van that, you know, you pick up passengers and collect money, and you're not even supposed to be driving this kind of vehicle. And him lick me and him this and him that, and I'm telling, I'm going to take this to the commissioner and I'm taking this to INDECOM." So based on these type of happenings, then their names might have run across INDECOM's desk multiple times, I guess. So the latest allegation of cops being part of a criminal gang is yet another low point for the Jamaica Constabulary Force that suffers from low public confidence already, according to various surveys in recent years. Listen, no survey no need to be done. The average Jamaican does not trust the police, period. No survey needs to be done at this point. We've been doing this round and round, running around in a circle for years. And I apologize to the good police officers, the good one, who actually really do get up, come out and try to make a difference. But the average Jamaican citizen does not trust you because they believe that you are corrupted. And they believe that even if you're not in the guanins and the happenings, you know another police officer that is, but you nah say nothing. Close rank and file. Take care of the brotherhood. That type of thing there. Similar to what they have in the United States of America called the Blue Wall. Mark Shields, a British trained cop who served for several years as Deputy Police Commissioner in Jamaica, believes that the recruitment of cops who turn out to be criminals is a major problem for the Jamaica Constabulary Force, while acknowledging the vetting and the polygraph testing conducted by the JCF and the fact that prospective cops are a reflection of the society. Shields said that too many bad apples are slipping through the net. I think there's a time where Mark Shields actually did a polygraph test And I believe it was like 90 something percent of them failed it. This, he said, is eroding the trust and the confidence that the majority of police officers with integrity are trying to build. Trying to raise the standards of recruit is a constant battle, is what he said to the Sunday Gleaner. We just have to look at the dreadful salaries that police officers are paid for putting their lives on the line for their communities. If we do not reward and value our law enforcement officers sufficiently, is it any surprise that some of them end up being corrupted criminals? But security expert George Overton does not believe the arrest of the 8 cops is a reflection of the JCF's vetting process. He says that it's human nature. You have the strong among us and you have the weak among us, and they will cross the line and go on the other side of the law. This is Overton, a retired Army officer and private security executive. What is encouraging, he said, is that the JCF is doing what is necessary to identify and to weed out the bad apples from the system. And I don't agree. But that is just my opinion over here as a vlogger at SouFLoTV. I don't agree. I don't think that enough is being done, because we're seeing too many, and it's constantly, and it's been going on for quite some time now. And everybody out here knows somebody that knows somebody that know a corrupted police officer or two in Jamaica. And again, majority of Jamaican citizens, go out and do your own poll. Majority of Jamaican citizens are afraid to work with Jamaican police officers because majority of Jamaican citizens do not trust Jamaican police officers because they don't know which one is corrupted and which one is not. I'm going to leave this video right here though. So the next time you say to the people, work with the police, tell them everything you know, just remember all these situations that keep happening. Would you? Answer me in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next one. It's SouFLoTV. Hit that subscribe button, hit that join button, and get your membership. And let's start doing this giveaway. I'm out. Peace.